Moving over to our last game, Chargers-Packers. The Packers win at home 23-20, a tough loss for the Chargers. 5 losses this season by 3 points or fewer. Of course, Jay, that's the most in the NFL.
Yeah, very Chargery type of loss, this one, where you lose to what is an inferior team. I would say the Chargers are 3-point favorites on the road. Brandon Staley is not a happy boy after the game. He was very, very upset. And Brandon, maybe you should take a look at the man in the mirror, because your defense is an absolute disaster. You're a defensive coach. You had a 27-0 lead in the playoff game and lost it. The defense is underperforming its talent. It's underperformed its talent every year, and they're a mess at the moment. And now they get to play Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens on Sunday Night Football.
They are a mess. I will say this about Brandon Staley, though. At least he shows some emotion.
Yeah.
Rivera's just like, you know,
Rivera.
Yeah. I'm just like, as long as we're, you know.
The Jordan Love section has turned into Ron Rivera.
How did this happen?
Fine, we can get back to the Chargers and Jordan Love. But yes, go watch the clips online. You can find them anywhere. Staley did not handle the press conference particularly well. I get it. He's upset. They've not played well. They've underperformed, and feels like the Chargers and the Commanders will both have coaching vacancies at least at the end of the year.
I was waiting for Staley. His next step was to ask the reporter if they wanted to try coaching the team. Do you reckon you could do a better job than me? That felt like it was the next logical progression in his thought.
Right.
It wasn't great.
That feels like the start of a Disney movie too, by the way. Yeah. And I said yes, and then the team turned it around, and all of a sudden it's a miracle. And you know, I literally think wasn't that the premise of a movie with Whoopi Goldberg? I swear to God, she takes over the head. She becomes head coach of the Knicks. It's like I swear to God, this is a movie.
This one.
Whoopi Goldberg somehow wins like some sort of fan contest to be a coach for a day or something like that.
Buddy.
The movie's called Eddie. And she takes over, and then of course they win, and then it just keeps winning. And wouldn't you know it, Whoopi's like she's got she's got a personality. Yeah. The whole thing, and it's like she bucks the trends, and she's
Frank Langella.
Frank Langella, I think, is he the general manager in it?
He's in the movie.
Yeah,
so
I bet Frank Langella always plays like the general manager or the president or something like that.
Underrated.
But read someone find the IMDb review of Eddie while I talk up Jordan Love. Is that what you'd like to get to?
Yes, Jordan Love. A lot of people involved in this one. 27 completions, 10 different players.
I want to give you credit, Jay, because we talked about this on Fantasy Football pregame, where you talked very quietly, even though it's been in these like low-rated, ugly games. Yeah. Jordan Love has actually started to play better the last couple of weeks, and he showed it against the Chargers at home as well. 27 of 40, 322 yards, 2 touchdowns, and spread the ball around. 10 different Packers receivers caught a pass from Jordan Love against the Chargers.
Yep, Jordan Love. This is 3 weeks in a row now where he's looked the part. And you think back to some of these early season games, particularly the ones against Detroit, against the Raiders in primetime, where he's just out of rhythm. He's just throwing to guys before they'd finish their routes. He's making bad decisions. That hasn't been the case as much the past 3 weeks. And now, by the way, he gets the Detroit team on Thursday that has been lit up defensively the past few weeks. So I think it's a favorable matchup. And I think Love is a guy that you can consider as a starting quarterback, which sounds weird.
100%. And one of our guys that he was in my others receiving votes on my love list this week, we talked about him as a deep ad on Fantasy Football pregame. Jaden Reed now very quietly double-digit fantasy points in 4 of the past 5 games, 19 more fantasy points in back-to-back games. His snap rate has increased each of the past 3 weeks. The slot where Reed lines up feels like that's an area where Jordan Love feels pretty good, and they may need to lean on their passing game a lot more, Connor, because Aaron Jones leaves this game with an injury.
Yeah, as you see our notable injuries. Now, I will say, as bad as it looked, Coach LaFleur after the game said, I don't think it's long-term. Certainly, I think it looked really bad. I was really concerned just seeing it live, but he's in good spirits there. So we'll keep an eye on Aaron Jones. Obviously, Cooper Kupp with the ankle, Kenneth Walker with the oblique, which sounds significant. Devon Achane leaves again with that knee injury. Well, so they have the Black Friday game against the Jets, so a sneaky short week for the Dolphins. We'll keep an eye on him. Deontay Foreman with the ankle, and we talked about how Khalil Herbert took over after that one as well. And Geno, we'll see what happens with Geno for that.
Pete Carroll just said that he is on track to play Thursday.
Geno?
Okay. Geno, but nothing on Walker. We'll talk about the impact of all these tomorrow on the Waiver Wire show, but just know if you have one of these players on your roster, there's a chance you're looking for help in Week 12.
Thanksgiving, it's not just about the football that's on TV. It's about the National Dog Show. Thanksgiving at noon. It's a Thanksgiving tradition, the National Dog Show on NBC. Check out our four-legged friends this Thursday at noon local time, right after the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade. And find out who wins this year's Best in Show. It's my favorite promo we've ever done. We're going to break. When we're back, we got Weekend Warriors.
Why wasn't your dog invited to the National
Sunday
Dog
Scaries.
Show?
She would be an absolute terror of the dog show, all 100 pounds of her. We'll be back after this.
Hey, it's Matthew Berry from NBCSports.com and RotorWorld.com, and I want to thank you so much for watching whatever it is you just watched, or if nothing else, being too lazy to click out of the autoplay after this video started, after whatever it is you actually wanted to watch finished. But now that you're here, I'd like to take a moment here to ask you respectfully now, okay? I'm asking you respectfully to subscribe to the NFL on NBC YouTube channel. You'll get the latest RotoWorld fantasy news headlines, all sorts of great shows, including my own Fantasy Football Happy Hour. So go subscribe now. Again, I'm asking respectfully.